Okay. Perfect. I think I'm on live. Okay, let's go into the group and check this out. For those of you who are watching the replay, hello and welcome. Welcome to this video. I'm streaming through Zoom, and today we're talking about why you might be having a hard time losing weight during this phase of life, during midlife, perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. That's what we're talking about. So any of those phases, basically. This is going to be a packed webinar. When I got writing the information out, the slides out last night, I started adding a whole bunch of really great stuff for you guys, and it's not meant to scare you. This is going to be some pretty crazy information. I decided to go into some of the hormones that actually cause the problems, and it's really to give you an awareness of that it's not just one thing, right? It's not just what supplements you take. It's not just what exercise you do. And it's not even just about the foods you eat. It really isn't. And that is why I think so many women get frustrated, confused, end up trying a million different things during this phase of life, because just a bit of the unawareness of what's really involved in losing weight during this phase of life, because of what's going on in your body. And also because of the way we tend to live our lives. Not only conditioning from this society, but also the crazy stress, the working so much, just surviving, just getting by, and how that has affected women now. You know, there's way more accounts of cancer, breast cancer especially. You will find out a little bit more about that for sure in this video. So, you know, this is, if you want to invite your friends to the group to watch the replay in this later, then do so, because this is going to be really good. This is going to be a really good training. If you are ready to learn and really learn, get a pen and paper. Hello, Tina. Hello, Barbara. So happy to have you here, Shirley. Well, Shirley, you will find out what I'm talking about. Virgin coconut oil is good for you. Yes, it's fine for you. Will it help you lose weight? You're going to find out. Hey, Lynn, you're going to find out a lot about what's going on. So get a pen and paper. And this replay will be in the group. But I also want to say that those are on live today who are on live in this also get a chance get $100 off my new program. Okay. So that's what I'm going to offer during this webinar. This webinar though is fully content rich. Like this is tons and tons of learning for you and lots of information. I have lots of slides, but the thing is, I'm also going to offer you $100 off my new program. So for those who are ready to change this in their life, get ready to do it today. Okay. Okay. Hello. I'm so happy that you guys are here. Say hello. I'm looking on my Facebook group for comments, and then I'm zooming from Zoom so I can show you slides, so I can share my screen with you. But I would love for you to still say hello. Let me know you're here. And I just started my screen share, so you can probably still see a picture of me. So yes, this is going to be more like a webinar style, because I wanted to really let you see and gain some huge awareness about what's going on. Now, it doesn't matter if you're post-menopause, this information is still for you, because our body is constantly changing. We're always dealing with hormone fluctuations and changes, always, okay? So for those who are new to me, I would love to know if you're new. Post, hello, I'm new, so I know. This is what I do. I help women through the midlife phase and beyond, okay? I've studied nutrition, hormones specifically to this phase of life. I've been a raw food chef, personal trainer, post-rehab conditioning specialist, and yoga instructor. So I've been in the health and wellness since I was in my 20s. I actually started at a fitness center when I was 16 years old, the very first fitness center ever in Alberta, in Edmonton, actually, for women. That included women, which is crazy. The others were just men, which is so bizarre to me right now. There wasn't even fitness clothes for women back then. There wasn't even women's sweats back then. I had to buy men's. So imagine that, eh? You're in my Facebook community. I also have videos on YouTube, okay? So let me start. And it's going to be harder for me. You know where I might look at the comments? Maybe on my phone. If I have a couple things open, sorry about that. Awareness. Where are you now? How do you feel physically and emotionally? So I would love to hear in the comments. Sorry, I'm just going to my page on my phone. Let me know how you're feeling. What are some of the things you're going through this midlife? Is it a lot of weight gain? Is it other symptoms that you're noticing? Okay, so as you come on, say hello and let me know. I'm just going to move this a bit. It's hard for me to view comments and all this stuff. Hi, Karen. So happy to have you here. Yeah, what phase are you guys in? What are you dealing with? What are you confused about? Okay, you're going to learn a lot on this, but I also want you to comment, communicate, as well as watch the trainings, because that's really important. Okay, so let's right away get into some of the things I'm going to talk about today. What can cause the weight gain? Why you may not be losing. Now I put may not be, but pretty much these are why you are not losing weight. But every body's different. Remember, every woman's different. So there's hormones. We're going to go into great depth on hormones today, more than you could ever imagine. We're also like drinking and eating the wrong things and not enough of the right things in this phase of life. This is what confuses pretty much everybody. Toxins. We're going to talk about toxins, how they affect, how they prohibit weight gain. So you will not lose weight if you're continually adding toxins. And I'm talking, you're going to learn more about that. If you focus on weight and nothing else. Okay. If your focus is just on weight, I just want to lose the weight. I just want to lose the weight. You probably won't lose the weight because you're probably also doing kind of the wrong things. Stress. If you are under consistent stress, you will not lose the weight. And you will probably continue to gain more weight. We're going to talk why that happens, how stress affects you. So you get it really clear. So you're not saying to yourself, oh, I'm not really, don't have time and on and on. We're going to stop those excuses right now because you're going to find out the truth about stress during this video. Not putting yourself as a priority. Can't say this enough. Can't say this enough, right? It's time for you to do it. Right now, this is crucial. This is a crucial phase of your life. Absolutely, positively. You got to get back into reality. You got to face reality. No more excuses. No more hiding your head in the sand. No more saying you don't have time. None of that, because those are all excuses. It's time for you to take, if you're not feeling well, it's up to you. Okay. It's up to you. I'm totally being open and honest today. And this might be a little bit of the kick in the butt that you need. So I may trigger people. Okay. Just take deep breaths, hand on your heart. I'm saying all of this with love because I really care and I want you to feel better. Not putting yourself as a priority and exercising wrong for this phase, for the phase you are in. Now, there's the exercise for different phases and also exercise if you're consistently stressed or if you're not stressed, right? Okay, we're going to go through this. So note, pay attention, don't be multitasking. These are the hormones. You've probably seen these in my other programs. Progesterone, estrogen, testosterone. Take a quick look at this. These are the symptoms. Progesterone, what it does for you, helps antidepressant. Low progesterone, those are some of the symptoms. So when you're first in this phase, your progesterone lowers first, okay? So when your progesterone lowers first, your estrogen seems higher, okay? So then the estrogen, here's some. When your progesterone lowers, you tend to get these symptoms. When then your testosterone's a little high, so these symptoms are there. And then as you get menopause, post-menopause, your estrogen lowers and lowers with your progesterone. So they're lowering like this, okay? So hot flashes really kind of start to happen when your estrogen is lowering. And then testosterone kind of happens up and down throughout this whole phase. Testosterone helps it's a male hormone, it helps our sex drive, control our sex drive, bone mass, and muscle mass. So we definitely lose muscle mass, okay? As we go on. Now, I'm going to talk about other hormones that are involved also. So let's start with two of the most important ones, cortisol, insulin. High cortisol, which is when your adrenal glands are pumping out cortisol because you're stressed. So this is one of the major reasons why you have the weight gain. And we're going to talk about the other reasons. Don't worry, I'm coming into that. I just wanted to go through some of the hormones. Okay. So when you have high cortisol, you're going to have the rapid weight gain. That's just going to happen. Mood swings, anxiety, depression, irritability, low cortisol, which is very, very rare. That actually happens when you burn your adrenal glands out. And we're going to talk about adrenal glands. You'll go into like really feeling fatigued, low energy, apathetic. Oh, just down, down, down there, right? That is when you're burning your adrenal glands out and you're going into burnout, basically. Insulin, you don't even realize how much insulin affects you during this phase of life. You may think, well, I'm not diabetic. I wouldn't have a problem with this. Absolutely, absolutely. You can easily get into insulin resistance. High cortisol actually can cause insulin resistance, problems with insulin, right? When you have problems with insulin, mostly everything you eat goes to fat. So that's, again, why you're continually gaining weight. And you get caught up in a hormone loop, which we'll talk about also, okay? Insulin resistance, extreme thirst or hungry, feeling hungry even after a meal, increase in frequent urination, tingling. This is the extreme tingling sensations. But basically, so much of what you eat goes to fat, and you crave sugar and you crave carbohydrates, and you're in that whole cycle. Low insulin, quite. It can happen, but we're not talking about that during this phase of life. Very rare. Now, I have done what's called a hormone reset with women in my programs before. There's 7 stages. Dr. Sarah Gottfried talks about this. This is kind of her protocol. We're going to go through it a bit in this presentation because it is really, really powerful. Making sure you guys have any comments. I'm watching on my phone so that I can see what's going on. Okay. So these 7 hormones affect you during this phase of life. Everybody really, 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 but we're talking about, especially in midlife, because you're extra super sensitive because there's already changes going on. So then you're kind of brought into these huge changes. Estrogen, we're going to talk about grain-fed, hormone-injected, superbug-infected conventional meat. So see what I mean? This is not your regular talk that I do. One of the reasons why you could be gaining weight and fat and not be able to get rid of it is that you're consuming a lot of conventional meat. Conventional meat nowadays is fed grain-fed and often GMO grains, which are sprayed with a lot of junk. So that those toxins are getting into your body. They're into the meat. You eat it, you get it into your body. They're also injected with hormones. Guess what? To fatten them. What happens when you ingest when you eat the meat and the fat that has those hormones in it, you get fat. Superbug infected, which means they give a lot of these animals antibiotics. Well, you know what happens when you have too many antibiotics? You get like immune, and the superbugs, I don't know what it would be then for them, the viruses or whatever, become stronger, stronger, and stronger and more resilient to the antibiotics. So then this meat and this fat gets just full of these horrible things. And that's conventional meat, the feedlots, the big farms. If you're not buying organic and local and grass-fed beef and all of that, then that's what's happening to the meat nowadays. 6 steroid hormones, 6 are pumped into feedlot cattle to fatten them up. Probably pigs too, and definitely chickens. Chickens in those poor barns break my heart. They can't move. They're in cages. I would never. I mean, you got to just stop buying those conventional chickens. I mean, really, it's so sad. These animals are treated really bad and then pumped full of things to fatten them up, to get them ready for slaughter faster so that they can make more money. That's what it's about, okay? Consistently eating these conventional meats slows down your digestion. Well, your body, it's harder to digest. Your body breaks it down slower. That lowers your energy too, right? Causes bloating, constipation, raises estrogen levels, and higher estrogen levels causes what? Fat, more fat storage, more fat gain. Messes with your microbiome in your gut. And when you have gut problems, you can't detoxify properly. You can't absorb good nutrients from your foods properly. When you can't absorb the nutrients properly, your body's not getting the proper nutrients. Therefore, if you're not getting the proper minerals, trace minerals, essential fatty acids, amino acids, nutrients from your food, your glands that produce the hormones can't do their job properly. So then your body stays more out of balance. You are ingesting growth hormones. Therefore, they make the animal fat. They're going to make you fat. Obesity rates have tripled in the US since the 1960s. It's because of the food. A lot, mostly all because of the food. Yes, more sedentary, more all of that, but huge about the food. 90% of the food, 95% of food is grown and processed by industrial agriculture, the pesticides, the GMO, just all the junk that's thrown on it. So we're more filled with toxins than ever before, ever. So you got to remember, you are filled with toxins, being bombarded with toxins, extremely unhealthy for us. Yeah, I eat fish and eggs too. Hi, Marilyn. Hi, Marilyn. Two Marilyns here. Hi, June. Excellent. I can see your comments every once in a while, so you guys comment away. Let me know how you're doing. So this is estrogen, right? So also high estrogen, more cases of cancers. And what are we having? Way more cancer lately, and way more breast cancer, right? Estrogen dominant, diabetes, metabolic syndrome. Metabolic syndrome is you can't lose weight. You're caught in a hormone loop. And that's what I would say. Most women with a lot of belly fat in midlife are in the hormone loop. That's just the way it is, because you're so prone to insulin resistance. You're so prone to these different things and you're right. Things are going like this. And so, you're out of balance. Basically, you're so out of balance. And, by just like, that's why I say, by just focusing on what supplement should I take, or what exercise should I do, or what, oh my God, like you need to work on all of them, right? You need to first, for me, the very important thing is the food. Now, another thing I just want to point out on is a lot of people say oil is really bad for you. Oil is really bad for you. Okay, there's certain oils, not all oils are bad for you, right? I actually use a bit of grapeseed oil, so I got to really watch that. I'm changing to more coconut oil in my cooking. But canola oil, corn, cottonseed, soy, sunflower, safflower, yeah, even rice bran oil. Really look at the oils you're using. And you know what? When you get foods in a restaurant, when you get foods that are takeout, when you get foods that are junk food, processed, all that, they're going to use the cheap, horrible oils. Huge for inflammation within our body and causes problems with insulin and leptin. Leptin's another hormone that you're going to learn about, that all this has to do with fat and hormone metabolic switch, and you not being able to lose fat. It's not going to happen because your hormones won't let you, your body won't let you. Estrogen dominant condition. Oh, we just talked about that metabolic system. Yeah. Alcohol makes estrogen dominant problem worse. So when you are in midlife, having the 2 glasses of wine a night or all that, that's going to keep you with that weight gain. You probably won't have an easy time losing weight. That's for sure. Even when you do clean up with cheap. But you know what? When you bring your body back into better balance, when you do the right things, when you get the food right. So my 6-week program that's coming up, right? Within the 6 weeks, you will be fine. You will be out of this. You will be out of this. You will be out of this. This is the problem. If women don't know what to do, they stay in this hormone loop. You don't get out of it. When you do the right things, you can get out of it, and then your body can better balance, and then you can enjoy life. You can actually be like, oh, this is great, right? If you choose to go through and do the various things, which is about the food, right? Really just kind of being open to changing the foods and getting rid of those foods you might be addicted to, kind of. Toxins, here's a big one, you guys, big one. Toxins are stored in fat and tissues in your body. So we have lots of environmental toxins. Plastics are everywhere. Don't use your microwave. Don't microwave in plastic. Try not to store your food in plastic in the fridge. Try not to drink from plastic water bottles unless you're out and you have to buy one at a store because you're thirsty. Things like that. Your body lotions, your creams, your makeup, off-gassing from rugs, plastics, furniture, yoga mats, flip-flops. Air fresheners, don't use any fake air fresheners. Don't use any, get real essential oil stuff. Certain clothing, synthetic is really cheap made clothing can also, because your body, your skin is organs and it just soaks up all those toxins. And then your body is supposed to detoxify toxins, right? But the problem is that when it gets overloaded, so nowadays we have way more, and not only toxins from our cell phone too, right? Is overloading us every single day, all the time. And so we're overloaded. And usually our digestive systems aren't that healthy. As we age, they get weaker. And also we may not be eating as healthy. And so then our body is not in a real healthy state to be able to detoxify fast enough. So these toxins build up, and we need the fat to hold all the toxins. So the more toxins we take in, the less we can detoxify, the more fat we need. Salad dressings, sauces, canned goods, anything bottled, packaged foods. Read all labels. Read all labels, all labels, all labels, and see what's in the food you're eating, and begin to, and that includes protein powders. All these healthy foods now, they're getting out all these protein powders and mixes and blends and super powders. Read the labels, you guys, because so many companies are just producing them to make money. They don't care what's in them. They're going to produce them cheap. They're going to put cheap ingredients in it. They're going to put fillers. They're going to put flavorings, anything that's vanilla flavor, anything that says certain flavor or natural flavors is not natural. They're chemicals that are made to taste natural. They're not real. Otherwise, they would have strawberry. You know, not strawberry flavored, they would have strawberries or blueberries, right? Please be aware of this, because all those things add up. It's hard enough for us with our environmental toxins, right? But the addition of all the toxins, go look in your fridge, go look in your freezer, go look in your cupboards, and mostly all canned goods, unless some organic, you know, they might have citric acid, which is okay, but so many other things are so not good for you. And then you're just increasing the toxic load in your body. And of course, toxic load throws your hormonal system right. Scented candles, thanks, June. Absolutely. Absolutely. Eggs. Now, I eat eggs, but I get them from a farm down the road, and they feed their animals like lettuce, and they feed their chickens like they give us a note of what they feed their chickens, right? So if you can get it from a really good source, and eggs don't disagree with you, some people have sensitivities to eggs, right? So you got to see how it feels for you. But those types of things, right? Then you're doing the best you can. So it's not about going, oh my God, I have to, like, this is extreme. You do the best you can, and you start where you are, and you start to make little changes, okay? Toxic overload. Fat tissue starts to release toxins into the bloodstream. When your body becomes so toxic, it has to start to leak out some of these toxins, right? And this is tied to obesity, insulin resistance, and breast cancer. There's so many cases of breast cancer now. As tissues release toxins, your body gets the message to store even more fat, because the toxins are floating in your body, and your body goes, oh my God, we need to grab those toxins and store them in fat, because it keeps it away from your organ in your bloodstream. So then it builds more fat, puts those toxins in your fat. There we go. Now your body's safe as it sees it, right? Then fat cells can produce more estrogen. Your body also puts fat in your belly because your ovaries are producing less estrogen. So your body's like, we need estrogen, so we're going to produce it in fat, and fat can produce it. So more fat. So your fat comes on from all angles, from all reasons. Stress, because your estrogen's decreasing, so it's putting fat on to produce more estrogen, and also because you have toxins, so it's putting more estrogen, more fat on to hold the toxins. You're basically, the fat is garbage dumps. Estrogen dominance causes overweight women to store more fat instead of burning it, right? So it's just such a vicious cycle. The estrogens can also come from what's called xenoestrogens. Plastics give off chemicals that mimic estrogen in your body. So therefore, look like you have more and more and more and more estrogen, right? So when you're in perimenopause, still having your period, early stages of that, you are probably higher in estrogen. So you really have to watch for things like that. So then that's when people say don't have tofu or soy, like things that have a bit of estrogen in them. Try to stay low on that, because you already tend to be higher in estrogen. Fibroids, anybody who has had fibroids, estrogen dominance is the cause of fibroids, okay? Right. This is why it's hard to lose, Shirley. That's what I'm talking about. So there's ways to get rid of certain things in your diet. Post-menopause, June, it depends, right? It depends what's going on. Your body could be still out of balance, right? It just didn't bring itself back into better balance for various reasons. So it doesn't, there's a time when you tend to be higher estrogen. And then when you're in postmenopause, you tend to be lower estrogen, which has its problems also, right? If you have the fat and you haven't lost it, you're going to still have the fat. You're either, there's either something that's off. It could have affected your thyroid. It could be stress in your body. You could have a bit of leptin resistance. You could maybe have some insulin resistance. So we're going to talk a little bit. It could be toxins. So have you done some really good, deep, clean cleanses and fasts and detoxing? Even heavy metals. Insulin and estrogen can block metabolism. So basically insulin resistance and estrogen dominance, for sure, you're going to have the fat. You're not going to be able to lose it unless you begin to change what you eat, as well as the stress, and be mindful about your life. So in my programs, we deal with changing what you eat so that you're eating the right foods, okay? So there are foods that are healthy, but they're just not the right foods for you during this phase of life, like oatmeal, like bananas, like mangoes on their own, things like that. They're going to just cause more fat, insulin, more spikes in insulin, okay? They're going to keep you in that hormone loop. And then there's foods that you need way more of, foods with lots and lots and lots of minerals. So lots of people add a lot of protein thinking that's going to help them. No, we don't even focus on that. It's like you want nutrients. You want the micronutrients, vitamins, minerals, essential fatty acids, trace minerals, good amino acids, good clean, which are building blocks to protein, amino acids, right? Good clean amino acids, getting rid of the junk that causes problems and the fake food and the foods that's got the hormones, all of that, right? Insulin, sugar, right? But it's not only just from sugar, as we talked about. High stress can cause insulin problems. And when you have high stress, you have low melatonin. So then you have problems sleeping. And if you're not sleeping well, you can't lose weight because your body can't actually do the proper functions. It affects your metabolism. Insulin controls whether a calorie makes you fat, right? Too many of the wrong carbs, starchy carbohydrates. So wrong carbs cause insulin resistance. That's what a lot happens. Plus, like we said, stress plays a role in it. And other hormones too. So insulin resistance can be brought about by quite a few different things, but a huge part is your food. So when you start to figure out the food part, this starts to go away. And then everything starts to change. And the stress. You work on the food and stress throughout my programs. It's like changing your lifestyle too, because that's what it needs. You can't just do one thing. It's not going to be enough. And so we deal with everything in a way that works good for your life, right? Coffee is right. Like if you are in this where you have a lot of belly fat and you're dealing with that, then you would try giving up coffee for a while, because coffee can get you higher cortisol levels, which can affect the insulin levels, right? And cortisol, too high cortisol, you won't lose the weight. So when your cortisol levels are high, you're not going to lose the weight. But it doesn't have to be forever. When you go, so the 6-week program takes you 6 weeks, and you will be doing, those who choose to go through like this hormone reset thing, you will do it. Someone may be, I don't have problems with this, which is true. Someone may not have a big problem. I can tell there's questionnaires that you can fill out to find out what you're having a problem with, and then you may not. So you don't need to give up certain things that other people may need to, right? So it's, remember, I work with people individually as we're going through the programs so that you work on what you need to work on. You know what you need to work on, you work on that. And that's what gives you the changes. If you never know what's really causing you problems, you will not be able to figure that out. Okay. certain carbohydrates, we talked about that. High insulin levels lead to estrogen dominance. So then you're just bringing on more fat. High insulin levels cause leptin resistance, which is another thing we're going to talk about. Leptin helps you feel full. So I feel good. I feel great. I don't need to eat anymore. I don't crave anything else. If you have problems with leptin, you will constantly feel like you want to eat and you're hungry, and you will have these cravings, and that keeps you in a hormone loop. Loop, 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 loop. Can't get out of it. Can't get out of it. Hormone levels become elevated. Your metabolism gets slower and slower, and you get fatter and fatter. Estrogen gets higher. Cortisol gets higher. So this is what is biological feedback loop. That's what I'm talking about, the loop, the hormone loop. Weight gain, belly fat, wrinkles, exhaustion, autoimmune disorders, inflammation, sugar cravings, and chronic illness. Like, this is how serious it is. That's why when I talk about my programs, I'm not trying to force you to join my program. I'm just passionate about helping women, because I'm like, why do you sit there and not do anything? This frustrates me, right? I'm like, oh my God, at least do what you can to get yourself feeling good, eating good, being on the right path, on and on, right? Okay, Shirley said, broccoli and strawberry powder? I don't, why would that matter so much? So here we go. Let's just talk a little bit about this. What's next? Leptin. Okay, we're going to talk about stress too, which is extremely, I don't want you guys to jump off before we talk about stress, because that's crucial. You cannot miss the stress thing, honest to God. So I just want to go into June, oopsie, because there are a lot of powders out there. The things to look for in a powder: spirulina, chlorella, wheatgrass, barley grass, moringa. Broccoli, strawberry powder. I don't even know what that is. Strawberries are not even the best for you. So I don't know what that is. There's going to sell you a lot of different powders now because they want to make money. Because companies are jumping on this super powder bandwagon to make money. To make money. It happens all the time when something becomes popular, when people start to talk about it. So really, you're going to look for spirulina, moringa, chlorella, wheatgrass, barley grass. Those are the main ones to look for in a powder blend. Do not get a powder blend with 500 ingredients or 35 ingredients, because they put a lot of fillers in there, a lot of cheaper ingredients. Yes, it's great to get broccoli powder or broccoli sprout powder. That's fine. It's good for you, but you want to have the really good ones that are very high in nutrition, high in protein, high in minerals, trace minerals, antioxidants, all those things that really feed and fuel your cells, right? Yes, excellent, June, for sure. Now, it's hard to say, June, what's really for sure causing it, because I know you're in postmenopause and I know you eat pretty clean, but, there's something, and until I work with someone, it's hard for me to know. So when I work with someone in my programs, we're also going to be doing Zoom. My programs this year are different than they used to be. These are very personalized. You get to do the Zooms with me where you talk to me in video. We go back and forth. I help you specifically, each person in a smaller group. So that's why these programs that I'm doing now are so powerful. Yeah, chlorella has a strong taste. So spirulina is usually a really good one to start with. But if you have chlorella, just start with 1 teaspoon in your smoothie and slowly build up to it. If you eat a lot of fruit, that you will find out that could be what causing the belly fat for sure, Barbara. Fruit alone causes belly fat, causes fat. Oh, thanks, June. I drink chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is great. Yes, chlorophyll. Get a good chlorophyll. Read the labels, Marilyn, because lots of chlorophyll has preservatives. So make sure you're reading a label. I can tell you one if you want one without preservatives. I order it on Amazon. It's really, really good. It's an alfalfa chlorophyll, and I can't have anything with preservatives. So I found this alfalfa chlorophyll, and it works, and it has nothing else in it, like no junk in it. Really good. So. If somebody new to me and watching me who's never watched me before, you might go, holy man, so much information. Let me know if you're new to me, because it can be a lot of information. Yeah, Barbara, you're going to need help. Why don't you join my 6-week program? So my 6-week program today, for those who are live, I'm giving it to you for only $497, $100 off, $100 off. It goes back to $597 after this. I'm going to put the link in my Facebook group. For Canadians, you can do e-transfer. So message me and we will set up an e-transfer for you for $497. This is the link right now. I put it in the Facebook group. For a couple hours, like I'm serious, that's it. It's $497, then it's going back to $597. So get in on this program now. If you have questions and you want to talk to me, you're like, oh my God, you have serious questions, right? Then let me know, because that's what's, I'm here. We can set up a call. You know, I don't want you to join and then think, oh my God, I should not have done this, right? So we can set up a call, but make sure to check that out, because yeah, this is the cheapest. Like my lowest is going to be $597. Then next time I offer it, we're going to $697 and then maybe $597 as a special. Right now it starts pre-start Monday. So if you join up now, you're going to get an extra week in the program, because I'm going to be marketing it all week next week too. So we're starting soft start. So that means you'll get 7 weeks instead of 6 weeks this time. Okay, let's share the screen and let's continue with this. And if you want to do payments, I have payments. And if you do $597, want to do $597 and have a 1-hour consultation with me one-on-one, we can do that. You get 1 hour with me. I go into you specifically. That's probably the best thing to do. But okay, so let's go into leptin, which this is good for Barbara to know. This is fructose fruit sugar. Fructose consumption is at an all-time high. It is 73% sweeter than table sugar. It causes you to for sure get into a hormone loop, insulin levels. Now, also what I want to say is insulin and cortisol levels affect your thyroid. We're going to talk quickly about the thyroid hormone, your thyroid. The problem is once your thyroid is off, that's a really tough thing too. Weight gain, low energy, blah, blah, constipation, digestive problems. Fructose overload can cause insulin resistance, leptin resistance, and cognitive, sugar. Alzheimer's, sugar. Bad foods, simple carbohydrates. Dementia and Alzheimer's are an all-time high because of the food, I believe, because of the diet. Sugar is really bad for your brain. Fruit grown by corporate farming. Here again, we're not talking about 100 years ago. We're not even talking about 60 years ago. We're talking about the last while. It has gotten worse, okay? They can play around with these things now. It's worse for your health than other sugars. Fructose corn syrup is in everything. Leptin resistance is at the heart of carbohydrate cravings, increased hunger, and overeating. So eating fruit on its own, but also where fructose is used in sauces, all these packaged stuff, right? Snacks you might be eating, crackers you might be eating, cookies you might be eating, all of that, right? Fructose is hiding in everything. So leptin resistance is caused by this. It's like a loop. It's another loop that you can get in, and it's related to insulin. It's related to cortisol. Oh my God, they all relate together. That's why I call it the hormone loop. It's like dominoes. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, let's talk about cortisol. I'm just going to take a break here just so everybody can just take a breath, because this is a lot of information. Agave. My thyroid numbers are always normal, but I have 2 goiters. Do you see a regular doctor about thyroid, Shirley? Or do you see a specialist or a natural doctor or a functional doctor? Because it's most likely you're seeing a regular MD doctor, they do not test the thyroid properly and your numbers will seem normal. So that could be it. Agave. It depends, June. So there is better agave and there is bad agave, because it's like honey. There's good raw unpasteurized honey and there's cheap overprocessed honey, right? So you want to read all labels and look for like a raw, I don't know what it is for agave. You'd have to read, and don't go buy it at like a grocery store, the cheapest agave at all. You would go to a health food store, look for a really good brand. Yeah, I haven't used agave for a long time because I use raw unpasteurized honey. So there's also different, there's different levels. Now agave, if you use a tiny little bit in your coffee or tea, it's probably fine. But if you're pouring it on things and using a lot, anything too much is not good, right? Yeah, so surely it's very possible you have, goiters are a tough thing. And it's very possible that unless you're seeing a specific thyroid specialist, functional medicine doctor, or naturopath, that they're not testing it properly, not testing it the best. So yeah, that's why. Which were benign, good. Yes, that is, I'd have to look a little bit more into that. Maple syrup, if you're dealing with belly fat, if you're dealing with weight gain and you eat a lot of sugar, then you just got to get rid of all those things, right? So maple syrup, a good maple syrup. There's cheap maple syrup. Again, the same thing. There's cheap maple syrup. I go and I buy an organic. There's different grades of maple syrup. So if I'm going to use maple syrup, I make sure it's a good maple syrup. And I only use such a tiny bit. Like if you're using a lot of anything like that, it's too much. Right? So it's not even, is it okay or not okay? How much are you using? And do you have a lot of belly fat? And do you eat a lot of sugar? And do you eat a lot of carbohydrates? So then all of that's bad, right? If you're eating a lot of the bad food, then it's all bad. It doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter if you're using a tiny bit of maple syrup if the rest of your diet is not good for you, right? If you're eating super clean, like I do, and I use a little bit of maple syrup, it doesn't make a difference. I also don't have belly fat at the moment, right? So I'm not in that way. So it's about starting where you are, knowing where you are. And I thought I stopped the share. Jeez. Thought I stopped the share. Knowing where you are and starting from there and saying, okay, I need to start deleting these things. I need to make these changes. It's stress that's really getting to me or bothering me. This is where in my life, I need to start working on is my stress. So it's up to, right? It's really, we need to find out where you are, what things you need to start with. That's how I help women. It's not, I can't help you like on a text or on a Facebook feed, but I can answer some questions, right? But yeah, definitely. So that's why I do my group program, so that you get help in the right way that's right for you, so that you're not grabbing pieces all over the place, trying to put them together and nothing's working. Effects of stress blunts hormone production. So there we go, right there. You're not going to come back into better balance if your hormones can't produce properly. It's just not going to happen, right? Leads to adrenal fatigue. And that is when you feel exhausted, tired. Coffee can't even keep you awake. You're tired all the time. It's really hard to wake up in the morning. You might be awake at night. You're not sleeping properly. Hard to lose weight. Decrease immune system. Stress decreases your immune system. So right now, what we're going through in this world, what do you think is important? Immune system. Your immune system fights off viruses, okay? Your immune system fights off viruses. Your immune system fights off fire. I'm going to say it. Sanitizer does not. Masks do not. Whatever does not. Your body needs to function properly so it can do the work it was designed to do on this earth, okay? So we cannot rely on other things because, so here's the thing. If you get whatever, you know what I'm talking about, to prevent you from getting this one strain, what happens when the next strain comes? What happens when another flu comes? What happens when the brutal cold comes? What happens if pneumonia is gone? What happens, right? You're open to all these other things if you're not working on your immune system. I don't care what you took for one thing, that doesn't mean you're not going to catch anything else or a mutated version, right? You need to take care of yourself. Doing one thing for you is not going to help you with all the other things that you could have problems with or be exposed to in the future. Your body, your health, your immune system is what is going to help you in the future. That's so good. That's so good. I know, June. Yes, it's interesting to see what is going on with you. Do you exercise? Are you sedentary? Or is your mind focused so much on the weight that what you focus on is expanding and you're so worried about it? Mindset, which is what we're going to talk about also. Adrenal feed symptoms: exhausted, hard time getting up, trouble sleeping, crave salts and sweets, feel run down, overwhelmed, frequent urinate, dark circles, fuzzy, unable to focus, no drive, digestive problems. I had all of these. I had adrenal fatigue, extreme adrenal fatigue. When your adrenal glands are fatigued and your ovaries are producing less estrogen, your body's attempt to balance your hormones, it puts fat on your midsection. Fat. Also certain foods you eat. So this is just what I was talking about, right? This is a slide that shows exactly what happens. Thyroid hormone, grains. So if you're consuming wheat, I don't care if it's sprouted wheat, I don't care, whatever, wheat, any types of breads, any type of that. A lot of grains can cause issues with your thyroid in this phase of life, especially if you have insulin levels, weird stuff going on, cortisol and leptin. All of these affect your thyroid. So for, forget who said they had thyroid problems, a great thing, Shirley, I think. Shirley, yeah, Shirley. So, you know, it could be that, oh, I think I have 2 slide presentations going on. What happened to where I was? Good Lord. Thyroid hormone. For Shirley, it's hard to say, right? Like maybe because your thyroid's being affected because of leptin, insulin, cortisol, all these things, and what you're eating. And so then it's a perfect storm that led to the goiters and the thyroid, right? So when you begin to correct those other things, it will help you with that. But if you just focus on one thing, like the thyroid, and think, okay, what can I do for that? But you're not paying attention enough to the food, to the stress, to getting rid of certain things, then nothing's really going to change. And the growth hormone, which is dairy, we're going to touch on it just really little. Dairy, not the way to get calcium, not a way to get probiotics. It's acidic, it's inflammation causing mucus forming, leads to weight gain because growth hormones that are put into conventional dairy. If you have raw milk from your neighbor who owns a farm and they feed their cattle really good grasses, you're probably okay. But if you're getting dairy from the regular grocery store, then you're probably taking in growth hormones. Guess what that does to your body? Grow. I'm going to grow fatter and bigger, as well as leading to the inflammation. Yeah, it's just, please try to decrease your dairy. Okay, this is just a quick, what I talk about. There's supplement formulations you can begin to take. See a naturopath, Chinese doctor, herbalist, bioidentical hormones, begin to eat the right foods. So it can be a lot at once. So in my programs, we definitely focus on the right foods, getting that. You will notice changes. So that's where to start. Getting rid of the foods that are causing a lot of the problems, adding in more of the foods. So the thing, I'm just going to stop to share for a minute. The thing I want you to really be aware of, and really be aware of this, every single woman I talk to, even if she's given up some of those foods, she is not eating enough of the right foods. Okay. That I see in 100% of the women I talk to, not just a few. It is true. You may go, well, how many vegetables in this can I eat? It is a combination. We don't just, it's like I talked about the super powders. Maybe there's some vitamins that are really important for you this phase of life, like supplements. I don't sell them. I mean, I just help you with them. There's super powders that can extremely help you with this, certain things you're dealing with. So when you begin to bring in the right foods, more of the right foods, more of the, like getting clear on what supplements are good for me right now, what superfoods are good for me right now, beginning to decrease stress. And that means every day you're doing certain breathing things, you bring things into your life, letting go of certain things in your life that don't serve you. So finally putting yourself as a priority, setting up some clear boundaries, stopping and working on your mindset, right? Like if the focus is on your fat, what you focus on expands. If your focus is on worry, fear, I can't figure this out, nothing's working, I'm never going to find what's going to work, I'm going to stay like this forever. And if you identify as, I'm just someone who's heavy, I'm someone who can't lose this weight, right? All of that mindset stuff will keep you stuck too. So I work through those in my programs always. It's always the food, the stress reduction, and the mindset in a way that is right for you. So each week we do the Zoom where I help you. I talk to you one-on-one, each person, and I help everybody. And then throughout the week I'm doing Facebook videos for like, you're getting you to do certain stress reduction things, information on whatever else I feel the people in the group need. So if they're confused about something, I will do a video. You get recipe videos. You get a ton of amazing recipes, right? And you get to choose the recipes. Okay, these are the ones that sound good to me. I'm going to try them. How do I feel? I help you even with your own recipes. You can be really super simple, like simple salads, simple stir fry, juice, like, and just keep things super simple. You can do that throughout my program. I just help you know what food's right, what to decrease of, portions, things like that, because there's food combining to take into consideration too. So I help you with all of that in a step-by-step process through the week, through the program, and through the 6 weeks. It'll be 7 weeks if you join up now. You will have it all figured out. Then you're doing the best you can to bring your body into better balance. You're doing the best you can when you do one of my programs. It doesn't mean you're going to lose 12 pounds in 12 days. No, because sometimes it takes longer, but if you don't do anything, you're not going to have any benefits. You're not going to start the process, right? Starting the process in the right way, in the proper way for you is what you need to do. You know, if you try to figure this out and spend hours, days, years, buying different programs, this and that, and bits and pieces, may not even take into consideration the midlife phase. And I want to say one thing too. A client who's coming on in my program did a program recently for women older in midlife, and the recipes were wrong. The recipes were wrong. She gained weight, she didn't lose it. Whoever was running the program didn't have the knowledge. She may have been my age or a bit older. So I can help women because I'm in this phase, but the foods that she was having them eat were causing the weight gain. I'm not even kidding. Oatmeal, giving them tons and tons of oatmeal to eat, fruit on its own, bananas. When I noticed that, I'm like, oh my God, that is like, women are going to feel like they can't do it. It's going to be impossible, right? Cooked oatmeal, cooked starches, bananas on their own, those things cause weight gain in this phase of life until you bring your body back into better balance. I can eat oatmeal now. I could eat a banana right now. I don't like them, but and I would not gain weight because I have regulated everything within my body. But when you are in this stage like this, so many of those healthy foods will cause the weight gain, and different foods, right? So until you get out of that, until you're like, okay, I need to let go of certain things for a while, but include a ton of the really good, nutritious, super nutritious, healthy, great tasting. That's why I give recipes, because you want really good tasting food into your day. And then that is when, right, your body, because your body's being fed the proper things. And that's when you really begin to notice the changes, because your body's being fed. Preach, Diana. Yeah. Almond milk. Well, you got to watch out almond milk because it's not natural unless you make your own. So if you're buying almond milk, you want the carton, the big one that's in the fridge section. Do not buy those small Tetra packs. They all are junk, all of them. They have tons and tons of junk in them. Read the labels. So always read your labels. I would not drink almond milk for a drink. Absolutely not. Almond milk can be used in your coffee or tea. I have this one where I make a chocolate superfood powder drink with green powders and stuff. And I use my almond milk in that, but it's not meant to be consumed a lot of. No, it's unless you make your own almond milk from real almonds, raw organic almonds, which would be really expensive right now, but totally possible. And if anybody wants, when they're in my program, if anybody wants to make their almond milk, I can show you. It's so easy, right? So that is, yeah, there's a lot, a lot of great information. It can seem overwhelming, but that's why I'm here to help people. That's why I guide them, because it can seem like a lot, but really it's your life. It's your life, right? Midlife reset. This is what we're talking about, my 6-week program. Learn what it takes to finally start to lose the stubborn fat, have more energy, it lasts all day. You will. Stop the cravings, end up bloating, digestive distress, decrease anxiety, and feel less stress, right? Because we're working on body, mind, soul, right? Guidance, support, accountability, structure, focus, direction, and a plan. And I think that's what really helps, right? You're going to eat less of the foods that cause a weight gain and more of the foods that help you to lose the weight. Get clear on what will work for you. It's not cookie cutter. You get time with me. This is not just about weight loss. It's about your health. Okay. So that's what we're going to get you focusing on, is your health, how you feel, how you're living your life. It's about you feeling good with who you are and how you wish to live your life. You are the one who gets to design your life. You are the one who's responsible for your health. It really is you. Okay. I'm just going to skip by some of these other slides because we've been on for a while and I have tons of information. Now, notice words, thoughts, feelings, beliefs, expectations, self-acceptance, self-love, deserving, worthy, gratitude. All of those things we work on, and all of those things are important. You continually beat yourself up, tell yourself you're fat, you don't like who you are, you don't like my body, I'm embarrassed about this. What's going to happen in your body? The things you focus on expand. All those things will expand. Right? We want to work on, I'm going to be saying different things about myself and to myself. And we work on a bit of journaling too. Okay. Changing your beliefs, beginning to trust yourself, love yourself, have faith, right? In yourself, working on your worthiness and deservingness. Suppressed emotions can cause physical and emotional symptoms. Emotion. So we talk about emotion too. Right? It's really a time for you. It's a time for you to take care of yourself. This is what midlife is supposed to be about. A time to nourish your body, mind, and soul. So here's just a few testimonials. Janet lost, I can't remember how much she lost. I am back to the same size I was 8 years ago when I was in my best shape. Honors to let you know, this is so I got results from my annual checkup, cholesterol. So this is health, right? Cholesterol down 35 points, blood sugar levels down 20, no longer pre-diabetic. All my numbers improved, blah, 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 blah. So she went to her doctor and her doctor's like, that's amazing. Like, you are doing incredible. And that was by changing what she eats and helping her to decrease the stress. June, she was in one of my programs at that time. She lost 12 pounds. So we got to get you back into things, June, back into finding what's going to work for you. Yolande, I finally started losing weight after 2 years of trying. Nothing seemed to work. Stephanie, she's was in one of my 30-day programs. She was saying here, she thought she knew, and really women come in on like, I know I'm eating healthy. I know that I'm doing the right things. And then we realize, oh my goodness, okay, so there's things I needed to know. And then we also work on, improving your moods, happiness, healthiness, really living a good life, right? Sherry, she had spent thousands, like what she says, I've spent thousands of dollars elsewhere in the past, but I learned more from Diana. So if you're hesitating, jump in. She's worth it. Carol, tons to say, like if you want to, she just loved it. She lost the weight. She actually does not have weight problems anymore at all. Sharon, again, it was just her sister. They don't have any weight problems, either of them at all anymore. Sharon had a great response with her health. her cholesterol levels. Her physician said, oh my God, you're doing amazing. She's in her 60s. You're doing amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. Fantastic. Kelly thought I was I thought I was making healthy choices. They were actually working against me, right? So this is what you may not know, the things you're doing. And Joanna, if you're still on the fence, wondering if you join Diana's next group program, do it. Being part of the group. They loved being part of the group. And then her pants were fitting looser, her skin glows. And she was doing the journaling, just saying how much it changed so much of her life, because it really does, because it's body, mind, soul. Jen, who's in my program where I'm just finishing now, she's lost 14 pounds. She did amazing. You can tell the look on her face. She's changed herself. She's a yoga instructor and feeling amazing. Karen, who's in my program that's just finishing now, like what she says, it's been a pure joy and also the biggest gift I've purchased for myself ever. So my programs are not just about like going to dive in and you're going to have to follow meal plans. It's really about you choosing to live your best life and me helping you do it, and you doing the internal stuff, because the internal stuff leads to external stuff. You can't just change what you eat and expect it to last until you change who you are. You are now the person who eats healthy. You are now the person that lives a healthy lifestyle. You are now a person who loves their body, loves their health, loves who they are, and is so happy with feeding and fueling your body in a way that feels best for you. When you become that person, you are that person, and you continue to be that, right? Loving the group, like the women that are always in the group are fantastic, so supportive, so encouraging, right? That's what I say. If it's important to you, you'll find a way. If it's not, you won't. And it's the moments of decision that shapes your destiny. So let's just stop the sharing. So that is the presentation. Now, it was a lot. I wish I would have recorded this. Now I got to download it. Shoot, forgot to record it. Bah, bah, bah. Oat milk. That's oat milk. You got to read the ingredients, June, because my stomach doesn't like oat milk, so I don't buy it. But you also got to read ingredients. And I am not sure, because cooked oats cause weight gain. So what about oat milk? That's something I'm actually not sure about, because it's so new. I've never had someone come into my program who consumed a lot of oat milk, then didn't consume oat milk, and then noticed that made a difference. So it's also, oat milk could be a part of the weight thing. So if you give it up, you may not know if you're not fixing the other things. So it's hard to know. But really, are you buying the oat milk in a small Tetra Pak or in one of those bigger liter things, 2 liter things, or 4, whatever they are, 2, right? And read ingredients, you guys. I don't know. I'd have to read the ingredients, right? You have to read the ingredients of what's in it. If you don't recognize the things that are in it, then it's not real stuff, right? If it's not oats and water, there you go. Make your own oat milk. They do in Mexico. When I went to Mexico when I was 57 years ago, I was there for a month. They had oat milk. And I'm like, what the hell is oat milk? They actually take oats, they soak them, and they blend them. And that's their oat milk. That's all almond milk is. Almonds soaked in water, drained and rinsed, blended with water, and strained through a strainer. That's almond milk. So you can make your own oat milk too. Now, it would not taste very good, because when they add things to the milks that we buy at the grocery store to keep them thick, to keep them so they don't separate. If you've ever made almond milk or oat milk or any type of nut milk or seed milk, you know it separates, right? And you also get little bits of the chunkiness in them from the thing, right? From the nuts or the seeds. So you get the texture. It's watery, a lot more watery, and it separates, and it can only last in your fridge for 2 days about, right? So these things that are in the grocery store, they make them last. They put in a lot of stuff that's going to make them last. They're not real. They're probably a very small percentage of actual real compared to all the stuff that's in them to keep them fully mixed. Flavor, thickness for the thickness. And all that, right? So there's a lot of stuff put in them. And, who knows? This could be a major reason why some people are having problems, because these different milks have only been introduced in the last little while. They're really not that old, right? So we don't know what they're causing in people's bodies. So that's a good thing to know too, right? And rice milk is something I used years and years and years and years ago when I was really going through a lot of digestive problems. There was no other milks but rice milk and goat milk. I'm talking when I was in my 30s or 20s. So I tried rice milk for a while. So I had rice milk for a while. But back then, I truly believe the rice milk was better than it is now. I think they were cleaner with things. Now they just add junk to everything. Now there's no rules, just pack in the junk. As long as we can sell it, companies don't care. They don't care about your health. They don't care about your wellness. They don't care. They just want their money, unfortunately, right? So read all ingredients. June, a gallon of oat milk. I'm not sure what that is. Is that what you buy? Maybe. So yeah, just start reading things, right? I'm going to put the link to the, here's the group program again. $4.97 for limited time. It's ending today. And we start pre-work Monday. But like I said, you're going to, if you go up, come in today, come and join us with now. You get 7 weeks in the program. So you get an extra week, which is going to be fantastic. And if you're Canadian, just contact me. You can email me, diana@dianamarchand.com, and we can do e-transfer. Do you guys have any questions? Let's open it up to questions. Let me know what questions you have. I'm here for just a little bit longer. Oh, don't. My email is not right on the prompter. Don't follow that prompter. Message me on Facebook. I'm just drinking a bit of chlorophyll in my water. That's what this is. And like I said, if you're like, oh my God, I don't know if this program would be good for me. Maybe you have certain issues or certain things going on, then feel free to reach out to me on Facebook, and we can set up a call so that I can either tell you, yes, this is something that would be good, as far as I know, right? Or, you know what, it's probably not. Maybe you should try something else. I don't force you, because you got to want to be there. You have to want this, right? You have to want to make changes in your life, and you have to be open, and you have to be, you know what, be empowered, right? Like, you can stay powerless, like completely continuing to believe that you have no power, but please don't give up on yourself, right? Yes, usually, Karen, it is definitely. It's usually definitely better because it needs to be refrigerated. So, and like I said, you know, I buy it to just have a bit in my coffee and tea. That's all. Like, I don't put it in my smoothies. I don't consume it in a lot of things, right? So I'm very, I don't need a big one, and I don't go through a big one sometimes, but I will not buy a small Tetra Pak. So I tend to buy the big ones, and sometimes I have to throw it out, which is terrible. But now, do you guys have any questions? Oh, I just noticed Lynn put Bulk Barn didn't have the white chia seeds. I can't remember where I got them, Lynn. Maybe I got them from a grocery store. Darn. I don't know if Lynn's still on watching. I'm not sure. Yeah, you can put almond milk in your smoothies, but you don't really need to. Like, to me, it's just kind of like it's not needed. And I try not to have, because it's not real almond milk. So I would try not to add it to the smoothies. It's something you don't need. You can add ground almonds. You can add ground pumpkin seeds. Ground pumpkin seeds is probably the best thing you can add. And of course, you can make pumpkin seed milk, right? So if you add ground pumpkin seeds to your smoothie, it's going to make it more creamier because it's going to blend it together, right? Things like chia gel make your smoothies more creamier. You can add a teaspoon or a tablespoon of flaxseed if you like. can make your smoothies more. You can add a bit of avocado to have more of a creamy smoothie if you like a thicker, creamier smoothie. Avocado is probably the best thing you can add, right? And chia seeds, one of the best chia gels, one of the best things. So chia seeds mixed with water is the best thing you can have for, one of the best things you can have right now for your health and wellness and weight loss, as well as, of course, lemon water first thing in the morning, right? And making sure you're getting your green smoothies. And you're getting good smoothies, making the smoothies right in a way. There's kind of, we can play around with that. Coconut water is fantastic. Again, read the label of the coconut water. There's a lot of cheap, bad coconut waters out there that are flavored, that have sugar in them, that have mango, which is not a real mango. It would be like a mango syrup maybe, or mango flavoring. So you want to get a good coconut oil that literally it's just coconut water. Coconut water. That is just coconut water. Again, you got to read all ingredients because you'll be surprised. Like pickles, Bic pickles, read the ingredients of a jar of Bic's pickles. There's preservatives in them. So, right? Bad. Sauerkraut. Lots of the cheaper sauerkrauts too. Not the European ones. I would buy a European sauerkraut for sure. I do. I buy European. Same with pickles. I buy European pickles. Because Europe has stricter guidelines. They tend not to put the preservatives in them, although they tend to put a little bit of sugar in it. Yeah, chia gel. Yeah, water and chia seeds make a chia gel, and that's the best way to consume it. It is so much of the food your hormones require. Chia gel is. It's really, really, really is. Chia, hemp seeds, fresh greens, the super powders, the vegetables, all of those things. It's not just about protein, carbohydrate, and fat. It's not about just measuring those things at all. Okay, I'm going to jump off. I see that we've been on for a long time and people are starting to drop. So remember, get in on this program. It's $100 off right now for the next, I'd say, 2 to 3 hours. That's it. Okay. Then I'm going to change it back. Reach out to me if you have any questions. If you want to set up a call, get hold of me now. I have more time today, not a lot of time tomorrow, but I'm free today. But we can also talk on Monday or Tuesday. All right. So much love to you. Have an absolutely amazing day. Thanks for being here live. So happy that you guys are interested in this, keeping your body healthy, knowing and learning what to do to bring yourself back into better balance. Okay. So much love to you. Bye-bye. Oh, I got to actually go stop the share.